Hi, I'm Sharon, and this is episode 125 of Knit Style. Hi everybody, welcome to episode 125 of Knit Style. Thank you for coming back, returning viewers, and welcome to new viewers. So yes, Knit Style is a podcast about knitting, spinning, sometimes sewing, and hand dyeing yarn. So again, welcome. Yeah, I am out here in my backyard today, and it is a cloudy, humid day. Temperature around 60 degrees, which can be typical for early October in New York. So that's fine. I don't mind this weather at all. I'm really happy that the heat is finally behind us, and now we can get on with our fall festivities in the beautiful weather. I have a bit of housekeeping before I start my show. One of my viewers, Quilter Caroline, is organizing a charity fundraiser. Quilter Caroline is a designer. Her design label is Clothesline Designs. She just published a beautiful new pattern called Yellow Roses, and it is gorgeous. I'll have a picture right up here. And she's donating 75% of the proceeds from this pattern to an organization called the Charity Mind. And this organization aids people with mental health issues, which is a very worthy cause. So good luck to you, Quilter Caroline, with your fundraiser. Okay, so let's talk about what I've been doing the past week. Yeah, I've gotten a fair amount of knitting completed this week. And the biggest thing, and the thing that makes me super excited, is that I finished my sweater pieces. I am super excited. So this is the front. This is the back. And I have two wee sleeves. They are short sleeves. And now all I need to do is block them and put them together. And Rhinebeck is in 2 weeks, so it shouldn't be a problem. I have a few days off coming up, so I should be able to complete this with very little difficulty, I hope. The pattern is One Way Tee by Debbie O'Neill. I think it's super cute. I'll be wearing it with a long sleeve t-shirt like I do with all my sweaters, like I have on right now. So love it, love the color, and I'm really looking forward to piecing this together. I used to avoid sewing like the plague, but I don't anymore. It's a little bit of work, but this shouldn't be too bad. It's just 2 side seams and setting in those. It has a saddle shoulder. So setting in this saddle shoulder and this cap sleeve. So it's not that much sewing. It really isn't. So I'm hoping to have that completed by next weekend. So we'll see how much I get done. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. So the yarn I use for this project is Plucky Knitter Sweater, and it is a 75-25 merino nylon base in a DK, and I think this is going to wear like iron because it's pretty toothy, and I don't see this pilling. I would be amazed if this pilled. It just seems like a really sturdy yarn. So super excited about this sweater, and the colorway is Wax Poetic. I'm finally remembering it. Okay, the next thing I finished is one sock. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. I adore this sock. I got it on the sock blocker just now, and I'm like, this is beautiful. I mean, look how pretty. I mean, what a beautiful colorway. So the colorway is Creepy. It's a Halloween color. The yarn is by Knitty and Color, and it is not self-striping. It is a variegated color, and it just did this awesome striping pattern, and I love it. One bad thing, my fault, not the fault of the yarn. My cast on is a little bit too tight. I knit these top down, and when I tried them on, this cast on edge is a little tight, which is unusual for me because I usually cast on fairly loosely. So any suggestions on dealing with a cast on that's just a tad too tight? What can I do? Anything? I'm obviously not going to rip out the sock. It's fine. I mean, I probably won't even notice it once it's on, but I'm wondering if there's something that I could do with it. I don't know. So, but yeah, yay, love these socks. It's just a basic top-down pattern, 2x2 rib, stockinette leg, a slip knit heel flap, and a gusset, continuing on classic toe, classic sock. So there's a million sock patterns out there like this one. So they fit really well on most people. Okay, next project. I didn't get a lot of time to knit on this because of the other two, but it's coming along slowly. I mean, this is my Halloween knit, so I don't really care. It can be finished sometime in October. So this is Easy by Martina Ben in my hand-dyed yarn in the Halloween Horror Night colorway. I love how it's coming along. And you might notice something a little bit different about this week. I purchased some signature needles. So I want to like signature needles so badly. I've tried different iterations of signature needles. I've tried the double points. I don't care for them because I don't like the stiletto point. It's way too sharp for me. I tried their fixed circulars back when they were manufacturing fixed circulars and did not like them at all. The join was awful. It kept catching in my knitting. The cable was floppy and I hated them, and I destashed them. They were actually in this size too, size 4. So I decided to try straights. I never knit with straights. I ordered a pair of straights to knit on my sock yarn blanket with, and I'm not knitting on that currently. I'm not going to be knitting on that for a while, so I wanted to get another set of straights for this. So for my sock yarn blanket, I ordered a 7-inch pair, which are absolutely perfect for the blanket because it's just, you know, the squares are really small and they fit perfectly on that 7-inch needle, and I like handling the 7-inch needle. These are 10-inch and they have the midi point. I've been getting the midi point, not the stiletto, and I like the point. I like it a lot. It's not too sharp, but it's sharp enough. It's nice. The problem I'm having with these is the size. I don't like the 10-inch because, number one, they're not really long enough to hold anything big. And number two, they just feel awkward. Like the left one's okay, but the right one, it's just awkward. I don't know. So I emailed them and I'm going to exchange them, and I'm going to get the 14-inch. So I'm thinking what I can do with the 14-inch is anchor it under my elbow or under my armpit because I'm a thrower And I think that would be nice if I could anchor it that way and be effective. But these I'm not crazy about. So once again, I'm sending these back. And I'm going to try the 14-inch. So I'll let you know how I like them. And then they'll fit more on here. So yeah, 10-inch is just not for me. I mean, I don't know. I like the needles though. I like the straights a lot. I like that they're a little, well, they're not even that grippy. They're nice and smooth, and they have a nice join between the tip and the shaft, and they're pretty. So I enjoy using them. It's just that this size is not what I'm enjoying. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about needles and straight needles versus circulars. I love circulars, but I don't know, I thought I'd give straights a try for a change. I really wanted to use it on another project, but they were way too short for that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And when I talk about needles, I mean, it's entirely personal preference. I mean, some people swear by metal needles, some people hate them. I love metal needles. I do not like wood or bamboo because they're not slick enough for me. The slicker the needle, the better. I don't care if my stitches fall off the needle because I can generally fix my knitting easily, so it's not a problem for me, the slickness. And that I like the more slippery the needle, the better for me. But I know some people hate that. And I just feel like I go faster. So it's, again, personal preference. Some people like the grippier wood or bamboo because they don't have to worry about their stitches falling off the needles. They don't mind, you know, having that extra tooth on the needle, and it drives me crazy. Personal preference. Okay. So this brings us to my new project, which I am obsessed with this new project. Completely, utterly obsessed. And I showed you the pattern last week. It is Vulpix by Stephen West. I have owned this pattern for a long time, probably since 2012. Actually, it is since 2012, so 4 years I've owned the pattern. And I'm just now getting around to knitting it. So this is the shawl. It's based on a Pokemon called Vulpix, which is my daughter's favorite Pokemon, and I was going to knit it for her, but she's not really interested in it. So I am knitting it for my son. And last week I showed you the yarn. It is being knit out of my hand-dyed yarn, and in a basic gray and a basic black. So this is the gray and this is the black, all caked up. And this pattern uses a technique that I've never used before, I've never done before, and that is intarsia. It's probably, I don't even know if it's really true intarsia, because you carry the yarn. It's color work intarsia, I don't know. So you're you don't really cut your yarn or break your yarn until you're done with a motif. I don't know, I guess that's intarsia. But it's two colors, in the gray and the black, and I love it. It's actually supposed to go this way. I think it is beautiful. And this is the first time I'm knitting with this base of yarn. This is my chic base. It's the 2-ply sock yarn that I sell. And I love it. It's so soft. It's lovely to work with. So it's going really well, except for with the color work, you carry up your yarn as you go along. And yeah, you can guess where this is going. Your yarn has to be on the correct side in order to start it again. And there were a couple times when the yarn should be coming off the wrong side in order to knit it properly. You see these floats that are coming up here? I don't know if you can see them, but there's some floats coming up. And yeah, there was a couple times when I left the yarn on the right side. So I had to cut it. So I cut it and wove in the ends. It's fine. But I love working on it. It's fabulous. It's a great pattern. I love the color work. I'm not a big color work person. It has to be the right colors for me. It's just, I don't know, it's not really my thing. I'm more of a lace person. We all have our things. I mean, but when I do color work, I really enjoy it. So, yeah, I want to knit another one. I have yarn for it. Not mine. I've had yarn for a couple years sitting in my stash for this. I might knit another one for myself because it's awesome. So, yeah, I love that, and it's going really, really well. So that's it for the knitting. I did a little spinning this week, but nothing really to show you. I'm enjoying spinning from the fold on my Hanson, and when I get a chance I sit at my matchless and do a little spinning on that, and I just don't have a lot of time for spinning right now because of work and all the knitting I've been doing, and so that will change. Alright, so anyway, let's talk about what I've been thinking about knitting. Shall we? This is a shawl by Boo Knits. It's called Morticia. The picture isn't great on the pattern, but it's a shawl that has these really long picot-edged points and heavy beading on the edges, and I just love it. And I actually saw this sample at Stitches East. I want to say that was 3 years ago when Stitches East was still in Connecticut. It was in Hartford. And I went with a friend, and this shawl was hanging on a mannequin. And I fell in love with it. I thought it was gorgeous. So I've had it on my mind, in the back of my mind, thinking, you know, last year my friend Kristen of Wool and Vine Yarns gifted me this gorgeous skein of Mexican hot chocolate in her lace base. It is luffed, and it is 80% superwash merino, 20% silk, 875 yards, 100 grams. Beautiful. Love it. And I've really been wanting to cast this on as a Halloween cast on, and I'm gonna do it, but I need to finish that Vulpix shawl first. I want to get that done because my son, I'm sure, is gonna want to wear it. So wouldn't it be great if I could get it done for Rhinebeck? It'll never happen. Never say never. We'll see. If I knit on it monogamously for the next 2 weeks, it might get done, but I doubt it. But anyway, I'd like to finish it by the end of October because he wants it, which is understandable. So when I finish that, I'm going to cast this on, and it's going to take me a long time to knit it. I had one of Boo Knit's shawls on the needles last year for almost a year, and it was fine. I just knit on it a little bit at a time, and I finished it in the spring. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I love this color, and I think it's going to be beautiful in that shawl. I just have to pick beads. So I have a lot of beads in my stash, and I think there's a bead lady at Rhinebeck, so maybe I'll bring this skein with me, so we'll see. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, now it's time for some window shopping. Let me show you what I have been cooking up in my dye pots. So this week I dyed some more Slutty Pumpkin. I have 4 skeins of it, and they are not dry, so that's why they're not in skein form as far as, winding them up. So this is 4 skeins of Slutty Pumpkin, and they came out really super pretty. So yeah, they're actually, yeah, they're very beautiful burnt orange. I love this color. Love it, love it, love it. So this is on my sock base, my 4-ply sock base, the trendy base. So you can knit socks out of these. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is a lovely soft base for socks or shawls. So yeah, I love this color. So I also dyed 4 skeins of Fallen Fairy. On this beautiful gold stellina base. They're so pretty. They have a lot of turquoise in them, but I think they look gorgeous. They're just beautiful. And they'll look even prettier skeined up. But if you can see the stellina, they're just, look at the speckles on that. They're just really, really pretty. These came out really nice. I'm tempted to keep one. If they don't sell, I'm keeping one because they're beautiful. I also dyed 2 more skeins on my chic base, which is what I'm knitting my son's Vulpix shawl out of. And these also came out gorgeous. These don't have any sparkle, but they came out beautiful. I love them. Very speckly and pretty. And then I'm trying new colorways all the time. And if you listen to my old TV knitting podcast show, when I did audio, I talked a lot about TV shows. And some of that's going to creep into my dyeing, because sometimes when I watch a show, I'm like, ooh, that would be a good colorway. So over the summer, my son got me, actually our whole family, hooked on this Netflix series. And the series is called Stranger Things. And it's a fantastic series. I think there's 8 episodes. And it's just one of the better series I've seen in a very long time. And it's a genre show. It's kind of supernatural, alien. It's even hard to describe what it is. Like FBI conspiracy meets, old-time 80s movies. Awesome. So it's set in the 80s, which is really cool. And I can't even describe the show to you. So it's not my genre of television, but I was obsessed with it because it is my type of show, because I enjoy character-driven shows. This was definitely a character-driven show. The characters are phenomenal. The writing for the characters are phenomenal. Winona Ryder plays one of the leads. She is pretty much unrecognizable as a mom of teenage children, and she did an amazing acting job, and the kids that are in the show also did an amazing acting job. So great show. Anyway, this leads me to a colorway, and it's kind of like a creepy Halloweenish colorway. So this is probably the only time I'll dye it right now. I might bring it back again next year, because starting next week I'm going to be starting to dye Christmas colors. So, but I have 2 skeins of it. And they are striking skeins. I wouldn't call them pretty per se, because they are definitely creepy. So here's the skein. Here's one. And it has all sorts of like dark, dank colors. It has a tan, a dark green, and some orange, maybe a little gold, lots of speckle. And, you know, dare I say a masculine colorway? I don't know. I mean, I love these colors. I think they're beautiful. It would make beautiful socks or a beautiful scarf or shawl. Here's the other one that was in the pot. But I love these dark colors. So now, getting back to the show, I named these colors the Upside Down. And I can't really explain to you why. You'd have to watch the show to know. If those of you who've seen the show will understand. This is the Upside Down. Kind of like an alternate world-ish of ours. So that's all I'm really going to say about it. But they're very striking. They're very masculine. Really beautiful colors in there. Dark values. Lots of speckle. So 2 of these will be in the shop this week. And that is it. I'm probably not going to dye it again unless you guys like really want me to and love it. So I don't know. Anyway, the shop update will be Tuesday, October 4th at 8 p.m. And I have a brand new coupon code for you guys. And this is a good one because I have some inventory in there that I'd kind of like to move out and make room for some holiday colorways. So I'm giving you guys a really nice discount. So the discount, which will be good from today, this recording, until October 31st, is going to be Fall Fun. F-A-L-L-F-U-N. That is the coupon code. And you will get 20% off everything in my store. So, whether it's a holiday colorway or not. And you can go use it right now if you want. So, it's going to be Fall Fun. That's the coupon code. And that will be good till October 31st. Okay. So, I'm going to end the show. I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you next week with some exciting new colorways, I hope, and maybe some old favorites. Have a great week. Cheers.